Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to part two. Please put your hands together and welcome back on stage, Dara Ó Briain. Big hello to all of you, apart from the one guy who said, there he is, I can see him, as I stand in ready to go. Where's the fucking magic, my friend? Where's the fucking magic? It's still happening magically. No, I'm going to see him, he's there. Don't worry about it. I'm going to fucking move on there and walk out, for fuck's sake, there's shit to do. You know what I mean? Yeah. Anyway, I gotta get a bus of Fleetwood. I'll be hanging around. That no more doesn't run all night. Anyway, what was I going to say? Look, I'm going to tell you medical thing. Nothing to do with COVID, but during COVID, I think it's very interesting. 6-month interlude. Because for 6 months I had to walk around on one of these, right? Now this is not a huge surprise to me because I have a shitty left knee. And I've had that since I was a teenager, and for every 10 years the fucking thing will flare up, and I'll go to a doctor and they'll say to me things like, oh, I've your knee will get arthritic when you're older, or you'll have to replace the entire joint, or, you know, they'll always go, oh, maybe when you're older you may have to walk with a cane. And it's always said in that kind of voice, and I'm always there going, ooh, that sounds fucking cool. Because if I need a cane, fuck this shit, I'm wearing a cape and a top hat. And I'm absolutely fucking owning it. No one is going, oh, you've hurt your leg. They'll go, what the fuck is Oscar Wilde suddenly doing walking into the... I intend to live out my days looking like Lucius Malfoy. That's my intention. But I learned a very important lesson, which was that this is not a cane. What is this? A walking stick. Wow, big fucking noise. That's a noise. Not that anyone will answer that question. But for those who don't know the difference, it's very simple. They seem the same from up here. But then, from here on in, the cane tapers down to a point. So when you walk around with a cane, it goes tip-tap, 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 offering a sophisticated and classy soundtrack to your every movement. A walking stick has a fucking rubber stopper on it. There's nothing sophisticated or classy about a fucking rubber stopper. I mean, you can kid yourself that it's about this end. Oh, you can spend a fucking fortune on getting dark woods shipped in from the forests of the Amazon, hand-turned to fit your grip. You can, on all the fucking websites, buy silver skulls that you can put on the top of this, and with crystals for eyes, so you can walk around going, ha 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 ha, I am the devil himself. No, you're fucking not. Rubber stopper. You're Frasier's dad. I spent the entire 6 months walking around going, one, singular sensation. No, you're not on Broadway. Rubber stopper. You're the old man from Up. But it is, and the by the way, one thing I have to say very, very quickly at this stage is big hello to any doctors who are in the room tonight, any medical people, and doctors, particularly like orthopedic surgeons or anyone who works in these kind of injuries, or anyone basically, physiotherapists, or anyone who works in the rehabilitation people who have these kind of, anyone who for the last 10 minutes has been nudging their partner in the ribs going, oh, that's too fucking short. Why the fuck is he standing there? You're that short stick, yes. Always pushes out a few medical people, that particular comment. Yeah, relax, this is my actual one, this is not the one I use. My one is the right height. This is the one we use for the touring because it comes apart, right? Whoa, what an amazing scene that would be in a Harry Potter movie. If Lucius Malfoy walked around going, oh, Potter, you do not understand the power of the dark magic. Boom! Thank you. Don't fucking clap that. Don't fucking clap that. Don't you dare walk out of here and go, well, the show was alright, but the fucking knicker elastic that pulled the stick together, that was fucking incredible. I don't know this too much. I'm going to twist it back here. Anyway, so. Oh, I fucking love the stick. Sorry. But anyway, look, it is the thing that, like, I want to be dignified. I would like it to be classy, you know. I don't wear a suit on stage. I don't say I carry myself in a classy way. This is a speech that worked a lot better before fucking Taskmaster. Ruined everything forever. Wait, what? Wait, what? Fuck you. You try lifting milk. That is not a joke to people who haven't seen Taskmaster yet at all. Anyway, but for example, like on the whole dignified thing, this happened in summer of 2021, right? Just to give you an example of when that was at the point where everyone's going really fucking apeshit with cabin fever because we hadn't been away no one's allowed to go on holidays anywhere, and so everyone's been cooped up for like a year and a half. And then the government said, like June 21 said, okay, you can go away within the UK. And my wife instantly went and purchased a weekend away for us. Said, look, we're going away next weekend with the kids. And I was just after the operation, I was standing there like fucking Tiny Tim going, great, where are we going to fucking go, right? And then my wife, who is herself a doctor, looked at me and went, Alton Towers! I just had a knee operation. I don't know, we're your consultant. So I did, and he went, the fuck are you doing? You spent 3 hours rebuilding your knee, and now you want to dangle it at 70 miles per hour underneath a machine called Oblivion. What is wrong with you? Oblivion's alright, but it's not the big one. Do you know what the real fucking cure? Valhalla. That's fucking great. I told them, boy, it's fucking magic. They're worried against Valhalla, better be fucking open tomorrow morning. I would be very angry at the big one. Tick. Fuck that. I want to go in Valhalla. Fuck this shit. Fuck it, just fuck it. It's rubbish. It's not as good as that. I don't normally stop the show at that point to give out with local roller coasters. Mind you, the fucking Grand National is getting their thing. I mean, scary back in the day, but for fuck's sake. But I did go to the doctor. I got the whole thing from the doctor. Oh no, do you know? Sorry, we went to Alton Towers, right? And obviously I couldn't fucking go on the roller coasters, but I walked the kids. I brought the kids to the roller coasters they went on. I didn't actually walk because my wife, very kindly, because my dignity is important to my wife as it is to me. My wife, very kindly, I cannot thank her enough for this, booked me a mobility scooter. And let me tell you, there is nothing more dignified than being a slightly well-known on a mobility scooter in a fucking theme park. Some people going, oh, aren't you the bloke off? Goodbye, my friend, goodbye. We rev this baby up to 6.5 miles per hour. So, anyway, I went to the doctor and I had the whole thing. The doctor said, look, okay, let's look at all this. And he said, look, you've got a hole, he said, in your thigh bone, right? And he looked at me and said, so we're going to have to break your calf bone. I said, what? To send a fucking message? Exactly the medical thinking in this situation. A pretty nice knee you've got. Shame if anything were to happen to it! So no, we have to rebalance your leg. Now I know he was being serious about this thing, whatever, because I was, seeing it. Look, how am I trying to explain it? This thing was in June, I had to get back on stage in October, I had to make it happen immediately, which was, we all know this country, it does mean, look, I love the NHS, my wife works in the NHS, they do fantastic work, and every good wish to them in every battle they're fucking fighting at the moment, people in the NHS, they're there for the Lord. But obviously, look, you've got to let you take sometimes the waiting list, I had to go private. And the very interesting thing about going private, same fucking doctor. That's the thing. He's free on a Wednesday, but not on a fucking Thursday. But here's the really interesting thing. If you're paying a doctor, if you're literally handing him cash every time you see him, fuck me, the change in tone is quite slightly. They will move heaven and earth not to call you fat. The amount of euphemisms this man was using was incredible. He was saying things like, well, he said, you're a very solid man. Man there going, fucking am, I am there for you. If you need me at any time, you ring this number, I am there for you. At one stage he said, well, your injury is very much an issue of load. They said, I'm enjoying this game so much. I said, I don't understand, doctor. Explain it to me again. As if I were a child. And he went, well, Well, he said, it's an injury we often see in men of your silhouette. So he did the whole thing, right? Did all that, like open me up and put metal in, then open me up again, a year later, put the metal out. All of it sounds really, really traumatic, but actually isn't. Anyone who's an operation of legs and hips or bones or whatever will know the operation, yeah, it's tough, but it's not as tough as the fucking bit afterwards, the fucking 3 months of doing the same fucking knee exercise over and over. The physio, people hate the physio. People, oh, I fucking hate the physio, I fucking hate the physio, which is hard because the person called the physio is standing right next to you. I fucking hate the physio, I'm right here. I quite like physiotherapists, right? And it's unrelated to anything to the leg. I don't see any physiotherapists here, but I'm a big guy. I occasionally twang my back, right? By which I mean I get a muscle spasm or a pull muscle in my back, and therefore you need a massage. And for a long time, I would go, we'd go for massages. You know, a place in a hotel, a spa in a hotel, with the fluffy towels and the little slippers and the kind of whisper quiet vibe, and it's all very kind of mellow and relaxing, right? And then I was talking to a friend of mine and said, what the fuck are you doing that for? You've hurt your back. No, you don't go there. You go to a physio if you've hurt your back. Go to a physio for a back rub. It is a totally different experience. And fuck me! If you've never, oh my God, right? If you've never been, a physio, if you're going for a back rub, will waste no time asking you what your favourite oil is. They couldn't give a shit about that. Which whale music most relaxes you. They would not give a fuck. A physio will go, oh, you hurt your back. Okay, walk to there, now walk back again. Okay, I lie down. Right, it's right fucking here! And you're like, well, Jesus, could you do me shoulders just to ease me into the fucking and they go, no, fuck that. Because the physio spend no time going, I'm just going to go down your arm, and now I'm just going to go down the other arm. Fuck that! This is where the problem is. This is what I do. This is all I do. I do this for 20 minutes, then you get up, you pay me 60 quid, and you fuck off. And it's amazing. Once you've done that, you can't go back to the fluffy towels and the little slippers and the whispery vibe, right? Once you've had the heroin, you can't have the chamomile tea. An old saying from my charity days. Isn't that true, Aurora? That's my go-to hooker name. I'm sure than other lights. Shows your borealis. And you remember, where the fuck were we? Good off the thing. Anyway, and look, here's the thing, right? Now I feel sorry for the massage people, right? Because I'm all of the physio people now, so I feel sorry for the massage people, right? And I've always had this kind of, look, massage is a really legitimate thing to do. It's really good for people. It's physically draining job, and it's a lot of training involved, difficult thing to do, right? A lot of respect for that, like. But massage is the only field of medicine that has this unfortunate overlap with the sex industry. Because the sex industry have taken the word massage to mean whatever the fuck they want. And this has caused confusion. I know, because I have been that zone. I was in Adelaide in Australia once, and I twanged my back as when I was in my 20s, and I walked around the road shops going, is there anyone here that does massage? And a young woman my own age went, oh yeah, there's a massage place over there. And I said, oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much, presuming this is going to be fucking kosher because she's the same age as me. So I walk into this place and I go, hello, do you do massage? And I go, yes, we do massage, she said. She said, it's $100 for massage or $150 for fantasy. And I'm thinking, I'm sorry, what is fantasy? Hoping she's going to go, well, in fantasy, we dress up as orcs. And we stomp around you, reading of runes and incantations in an ancient elvish language. Then we get swords, and we've got a huge sword fight. And at the end of the fight, we get a 20-sided dice. And we roll the 20-sided dice. And if you score 18 or more, we wank you off. But no, she did not say that. Instead, she said, in fantasy, the masseuse takes off her top. And I instantly reverted to every 1930s Irishman innocent abroad. Oh, Jesus, stop. Oh, no, God, no, Sacred Heart. and started backing out of the place. I just no, God, no, that's not, no. And she said, what? I said, I'm going, no, judgy, you do, whatever. No, that's not what I'm looking for. I said, no, God, no, I'm the wrong. But, no, I said, I'm genuinely have hurt my back. I need an actual massage. And God love her, this woman running a rub and tug joint in Adelaide looked at me and went, we can give it a go. Real can-do spirits. No one's ever asked for that before. I'll give it a try. Massage is the only field of medicine that misunderstanding occurs. You've never gone for a dental appointment. For some new dentist you've never been before, and the receptionist goes, absolutely, you wait in there. So you've gone into the room with like the vinyl S-shaped chair, and you're just sitting there going, I hope it'll do my tooth. My tooth is really fucking hurting there. I hope it'll do something about my tooth. And the dentist comes in and goes, are you at 3 o'clock? And you go, yes, I am at 3 o'clock. And he goes, excellent, let's get started. And he turns on the music and begins to sway. Wait a minute, are you a sexy dentist? And the dentist goes, yes, is that not what you were looking for? No, I broke my tooth. We can give it a go. Fuck off. But this bit of bone missing, right, has underlined a theory that I've had for some time. Now look at you, you're a young, good-looking crowd, you're immortal, your entire life is ahead of you. I'm 51, right, and I have already decided this is the thing, right, which is that we do not give enough credit to this fucking thing, the human body, for the amount of fucking redundancy, random fucking extra bits that are still hanging around after thousands of billions of years of fucking evolution. There's a lot of fucking extraneous shit still attached to the human body, right? I don't think any of us, at the end of this race we run on this life, could, at the last moments of our life, not write down a fucking list of bits of the body that we were promised, but that never turned up, that had to be removed, or that just fucking fell off. For example, my list, that bit about I don't have it, well, I say I don't have it in there where it fucking should be. I have it because they took it out in 2005 and they gave it to me. And they gave it to me in a little jar at home I can wrap it, right? When I get the whole knee replaced, I've already requested that I get the entire joint. And I'll bring that home, give it a wash, and reunite it with a bit of bone that was in 2005. I will slowly rebuild myself. I only have 3 wisdom teeth, right? Because every time a wisdom tooth came down, I think this is fairly common, another tooth had to be pulled to make space for the wisdom teeth. That kind of happens a fair bit, I think, right? But that happened 3 times in a row for me, and on the 4th time, clearly the 4th wisdom tooth saw this and went, oh, what a fucking palaver, and decided not to bother its home, and simply receded back into my body, and I've never heard from it again. In a slightly more usual way, when I was 18, I ended up in hospital for a procedure called an orchidectomy. Medical people, yeah. An orchidectomy, explained to the non-Greek speaking medical people in the room here, right? An orchidectomy is a surgical examination where they open you up and look for and hopefully remove an undescended testicle. Oh. Because orchid, insanely, orchid is the medical word for testicle. It makes no fucking sense whatsoever. Orchid, testicle, no. And clearly is some fuck up at some 1620 Royal Society of Medicine anatomy board where they went, well gentlemen, we've done wonderful work today naming the parts of the body. We've named the gluteus maximus, the clavicle, and the medulla oblongata. But now we must come up with a name for a more delicate region of the body, a more private region of the body, a genital region of the body, and on the whole room goes, but one voice in the back goes, perhaps I can be of some help. Dr. Foo-Foo Le-Floof. Is there something you wish to say? I would merely say if we have to name this most private, most delicate region of the body, we should name it after the thing it most resembles, which is, of course, a flower. Because like a flower, at the start of the day, its petals are closed, but slowly over the course of the day, its petals open, releasing its sweet perfume into the air, drawing the wind until you bury your face within the folds of the flower. and you taste it under your tongue, the sweet nectar of the flower. If we are to name this part of the body after a flower, we should name it after the most beautiful flower of all, which is, of course, the orchid. Okay, big hairy balls, orchid. Excellent. No, I wasn't talking about the balls. I was talking about the lady. What's on the office? I was talking about the lady. Oh, I've already pressed send. That's totally how that happened. So why the conversation today about this? And I repeat this conversation in any big room like this because men will have this conversation. Other random men will have it often because of cancer. So let's tell you how that conversation goes. I had a fucking AD, right? I sat with the doctor and said, oh my God, if I've only one testicle, how is it going to affect major things in my life? How is it going to affect my sex drive? And the doctor looked and said, relax, it isn't affected in any way. And it fucking does not. And I said to him, well, how's it going to affect my fertility? He said, relax, it's not going to affect your fertility in any way. And it fucking does not. And I remember looking at the doctor going, really? It's only got 2 jobs, this system, and if you take 50% of it away, it works fine. So it works absolutely fine. The amount of redundancy is quite amazing. You can lose half the fucking system, and it works perfectly fine, right? And I go, wow, that's incredible, I said. Does that mean, like, it makes no difference whether you got 1 testicle or 2? And he looked at me and I always said, no. Unlike somebody who has 2 testicles, if you only have 1 testicle, you'll have no depth perception in your testicles. And when you jizz, you have no idea if you've jizzed big and far away. Relatively near. I'm going to step out of the show just for a second. And just let you in on the fact that that is my fucking favourite joke in the entire show. If you were to take 1 joke from me and write it on the fucking prom at Blackpool, let it be the one about the fucking 2 testicles, because not everyone gets it. Even tonight, many people here didn't get the joke. Right? I'm sitting here, I don't fully get the joke. 2 eyes, 1 eye, Google for the way home, right? But people who do get the joke, hello, got it fucking big. And I fucking love that about that joke lands big with some people. Anyway, back to the show. So, I do mean that, stick on the fucking prom. I'll go tomorrow, I'll write it in fucking spray paint beside the fucking comedy carpet. Here's the fucking thing about this, like these guys. And here's a genuine real life punchline. They opened me up, they looked, they couldn't fucking find anything. So for 33 years, I've had a testicle and a tooth wandering randomly through my body, getting up to God knows who knows what kind of place. They probably met up and go around solving crimes together. Oh no, there's been a murder in the spleen. We better call Bitey and the Shudder. They'll know what to do. Hey boss, why do you call him the Shudder? Ah, give him a poke, you'll find out soon enough. Has no effect on your life, absolutely no effect on your life. Has an effect on other people's lives. And I'll be honest about this, because this happened to me when I was 18. Can you imagine fucking 18? Like, just starting out in relationships and all that. And there's always when you're starting a relationship where you know, sometimes you break up with your partner and then go day off somebody else, whatever, and that happens at that age, right? And it's a weird emotional thing. And I know, for example, there's a couple of women for whom I was their first intimate partner, right? I wouldn't say women, there would be a couple of them who were, right? And I know that for each of those women, there would have been a point after we'd broken up and they'd been in a new relationship where they were intimate with their new partner for the first time. And there would be a moment where they turned to their new partner and went, fucking hell, how many fucking testicles do you have? Jesus, are coming at me from every direction. Does your cock have the mumps? Yeah, they're very proud of me actually. They would have been proud to know that they brought me to a show in 1984 and this is where it ended up. Anyway, where was it? Look, I'm going to tell you a story. Go tell you a story. We'll start it domestically, right? Let's start it I'll pick a point here, right? I'm watching television with the kids one day, right? Watching television with the kids. My wife is doing something in the utility room. She pops her head around the door and says, Dara, can you come in here now, please? I get up and walk to the utility room and said, what the fuck is it? She said, can you help me fold these sheets? I said, out of your fucking mind. She said, what? I said, if you want me to fold sheets, I fucking use to come in and you say, Dara, will you help me fold some sheets? I fucking come and fold sheets. Do I used to fold sheets? Sheets have to be folded. But you didn't. You said, Dara, can you come in here now, please? Which, as you should know, is the international code for I have discovered something dreadful. Get in here now, or we can discuss this when the kids are not listening in. This is a very serious conversation waiting to be had. Oh, I fucking shat myself. That walk from the couch to the utility room is the longest walk. I'm going, what the fuck has she found? I'm going to go in there. She'll have a bag of money that she discovered in banknotes from behind a pile of towels somewhere, or a doorway to a basement she didn't. At the very least, I said, be holding my laptop. If you're going to say, so if you'd excuse me, I said, I'm going to go back to watching television with the kids. And she said, what about this big bag of money? Another time, I said, another time. See that bit there, that little bit there, that little bit I just did there? Almost on its way out. Almost on its way out. Oh, breaks my heart. I cover it well, but it breaks my heart every night. I've done the show 125 times. 35 times in Ireland and 90 across the UK and Europe. And let me tell you this, 35 times in Ireland, without fucking fail, every single time, I would say, my wife put her head on the door and said, Dara, can you come in here now, please? And an Irish audience would instantly and unanimously all go, oh, you're in fucking trouble now. And then I left Ireland, and every audience, including yourselves tonight, I get to that bit and you all go, oh, I wonder what she needs in for. It is wrecking my fucking head. Every night in Ireland, you fucking hound! You fucking hound! You devil, you've been caught! And you're east of Dublin goes, oh, the rest of this anecdote must take place in the other room. One exception, one night in Dublin. I'll give one night in Dublin, and there's a young woman, just judging by her voice, mid-20s, maybe 23, 24, something like that, like whatever. I knew from her voice and from the optimism in her heart. Because I got to this bit, God love her, I said, so my wife popped her head on the door and said, Dara, can you come in here now, please? And this one night, this young woman goes, oh, ho, ho, like that. And I had to go, no. God love you, it's not that. It's never that. On behalf of all people in a 20-year relationship with a few kids, at no stage do either of you pop your heads around the door and go, can you come in here and fuck me in the utility room? We've a tiny window of opportunity for the kids that are watching television, get in here and ride me on the washing machine. I have never got that wrong. I have never put that up. Yeah, ride me. Yeah. I don't even think what that is a sexual act. Ride me. You're all thinking what that means now. This thing is fucked. Oh, God. I was widening my wife the other day as my task. You know, I didn't have you down for that. Oh, I'm a big man for the whitening. I don't a bit of whitening, there's nothing like it. Tuesday birthday, I'm always having a bit of whitening for my birthday. You're fucking weird, you made me go silly now. Your fault, entirely your fault. Anyway, right. Here's the thing. I presume you have to have an international code for shit you couldn't say in front of the kids, right? Because I remember things not being discussed around me. I also remember not being really picking up on shit like whatever. To the extent that I was in my 30s, right? All the way into my fucking adult life. When I was in London, my dad came over one weekend. I said, here, I'll bring you for dinner. We went out for dinner. We had this kind of awkward dinner. We're not the kind of family that goes for dinner. The fun kind of family that comes to Blackpool on our holidays. But we're not the kind of family that has a sit-down dinner with those stuff. Right? I'm not saying those two things are connected, right? But we're kind of, and we're going, Jesus. And it's not really awkward, right? And I thought, well, fuck it, if it's going to be awkward, let's make it awkward. Why don't we have the conversation that we have been having, right? Why don't I ask him all the things that I as a child just let fucking breeze past me? All the little fucking, you know, did the dog go and live on a farm that time? And Auntie Mary and her nerves, isn't that just code for you know, a parent and child should have that conversation like whatever. By the way, I'm saying that, I don't know where you are in the parent and child thing, you should only have the conversation when the child's ready for it, when the child's mature enough. It shouldn't be for the parent to unilaterally go, hey, you're old enough to know this, your mother and I love dogging. So I'm just saying that. And in unrelated news, the car is unavailable this weekend. Love having that joke back because I did the gigs in Norway in January and I couldn't do that joke. I tried it a couple of times, but they didn't go for it because it turns out they don't do dogging in Norway, which is unsurprising because it's fucking freezing. You do that. Oh, Jesus, Olaf, could you fucking finish her off? Give me a lift back into Central Oslo. It's fucking freezing out here. And yes, I said, Olaf, so half of you were imagining a fucking snowman. Widening it out. That's just tonight. The widening is just tonight. Nobody's widening it, it's always out of here. Anyway, so I have a conversation with that, and I'm going, right, tell me this, tell me this, tell me this, tell me this. Important thing to have. But I know where I'm going with this, right? So midway through, here's the fucking gear shake. I turn to my father and I say, hey, I said, am I adopted? And my father looks at me and goes, yeah, did you forget? And I looked at my father and go, did you tell me? He said, of course we told you. We were told to tell you. I am actually adopted. I think we were told to tell you. We're supposed to bring a child back just to make it normal. And then he said a really sweet thing. He said, we just got tired of telling it. This is so sweet because at some point you go, fuck, do I have to keep reminding the child? Can we just accept that we all know this now? Like, do I have to be going, hey, well done your A-level results, you're adopted. Some stage when I fucking move on, right? But they moved on too early and it became this weird kind of half-remembered thing in my head. And now I'm sitting there going, fuck me, I'm adopted. What the fuck is this to do with, right? And I don't know what I did, and this is like a massive generalization, but apparently this is the case. I did what men do when they find out they're adopted, which is fucking nothing. Women immediately go and do the search. Men go, oh, there's the thing I'll tell people when I'm drunk. So this one was 33. For 12 years, I did nothing about this information. I just thought, well, there's the thing I'll find out when I'm older. I should fucking, I'll look it up when I'm a little bit older, so there's no rush on this. I'll look it up a little bit later. Right? What the hell? That'll be a fun thing to find out in my retirement, right? A book on a shelf I'll get around to reading eventually, right? Did this for about 12 years, and then one day, randomly, went to the cinema and saw a film called Philomena. Now, those of you remember, Philomena was a story about a woman called Philomena Lee, real story, a Dublin woman who gave her child up for adoption. Spent her entire life trying to find out what happened to this fucking child. I walked out of that cinema like a fucking idiot going, oh my god, you're not the fucking hero in the story. There's a woman who gave a baby up for adoption for 45 years ago and has no idea whatever happened to the child. And you've made us invisible. So I thought, oh fuck, I better do something about this. Now I'm going to give you a very quick history lesson within 2 lines. Ireland, fucking great country. Any Irish people here, by the way? Good to have you here. You'll agree, great country, fantastic place, right? Great for crack and fun and music and all the things that we do well, and rugby, you know, and she would do very, very well. Not great when it comes to legislating for matters of the heart and issues of sexuality or life, really bad, that stuff. Laws of the you presume should be legal, only became legal in Ireland shockingly recently, and that includes like contraception, abortion. Adoption itself only became legal in Ireland in 1952. Can you imagine how many fucking unmarried pregnancies there were before that? And then basically families have to go, oh fuck Christ, I'm pregnant, we're going to give the baby to your aunt and pretend that she had the baby. That kind of shit was going on a lot, untraceable stuff like whatever. Or the Catholic Church got involved, and that totally worked out. No notes, 10 out of 10. Here's an example of how poorly that sector of society was regarded. 2,000 Irish babies were sold. Were sold to American soldiers who were stationed in the UK after World War II, who flew over to Ireland with their wives and bought themselves a Catholic baby and got themselves a fake passport and a fake birth certificate to go with it. It happened so often. 10 years in the mid-50s, the American government complained. Not the fucking Irish government, which says so. The Americans rang up and said, what's with the fucking babies? And the Irish government said, oh yeah, we'll look into that. And spoke to one woman called Mary Keating, like whatever, some people around her, she ran a big nursing home, like whatever, and basically fucking faffed around for 10 years, until genuinely, the Americans rang again 10 years later, what's with the fucking babies, right? And the Irish government said, we were just looking into that, and went back to Mary Keating, this one woman, and gave her a 9-month probationary sentence, that she remains to this day the only person, Mary Keating, to be ever found guilty of 2,000 babies just being sold with fake passports and fake papers. Okay, ridiculous fucking behaviour, right? So if you're looking for where you are in Ireland, because the Catholic kids in shame could be anywhere. And also could be any fucking name, which is head-wrecking in itself. You know, you're kind of going, fuck me, I could be anyone. I mean, I like my name. I like the language my name is in. But I will admit that in an international showbiz career dominated by Jimmy Carr and Jack D and Joe Brand, me being of a complicated name with a line over the O and a second eye where no eye should be isn't the head. That's it. I've often discussed this with Ahmed Jalili. And if I do all this search and at the end somebody goes, well, your original name was Paddy Chuckles. That would have been fucking handy. That would have been fucking handy, right? So I thought, let's do the search, right? All the records are now held by one government agency. It's called TUSA, right? So I rang up this government agency and said, hello, I'm an adopted person. I'd like to get my records. And they were like, of course, it's a new era. We look after all this, not the Catholic Church. We'd be delighted to take. Just send us a freedom of information request. I said, absolutely. Tap, tap, tap. That sounds fantastic. Free information about this. Oh, lovely. I was expecting secrets. And also to cover up. No, brilliant. Freedom of information. Tappity, tap, tap, tap. And then a month later, this big fat fucking envelope appears to me. Oh my God, here it is. Here is my, oh my God, my actual birth mother's name. On the front page, St. Patrick's Guild. That must be where I was born. An applicant name, and there it fucking is. There is my mother's name, right there, beneath the massive black redacted square. And in every fucking sheet in the panel had things redacted in black, so no information was contained here. Stuff about birth rate and baptisms and shit like that you don't care about. And in fact, at one stage, it just became the word redacted with a fucking X to it. And you're probably thinking, oh, Dar, does that represent all the redacted pages? No, they sent one for every page they redacted. The real document was 40 of these fucking things. You get a real sense of what you're not being sent. This genuinely came with an email from the Irish government saying, we hope this is of some comfort to you. Oh, when you're too kind, this feels fantastic. I've never had a greater sense of self. And then at the end of it has this. This now obviously can't read, but you can probably make it, that's like modern typeface. That's a Word document where somebody's gone through my file on my behalf and picked out the information that I'm allowed to know. Right? And put it into one easy sheet. And it has things like my name, Dara Reid, my date of birth, the date of my adoption, which is the 24th of March, 1972. Remember that we had 24th of March 1972, okay? Remember that in a few minutes, right? And then, amidst all this fucking waffle, this, the whole fucking game, right here, just these 3 lines. Family background details. Your birth mother was 26 years old when she gave birth to you. She's originally from the west of Ireland. She had 3 sisters and 2 brothers, and she worked as a housekeeper in a hotel. Your birth father was 27 years old at the time, originally from the west of Ireland. He was a medical student. They've known each other 2 years. Now, I've read that out 125 times across the UK and Ireland, across Europe. The reaction from audiences is always the same. Audiences go, wow, the glasses are new. We're not getting any fucking younger, right? But also, then when they recover from that shock, go, Dara, that's very private information. There's no need to tell us that. Please, don't feel in any way like I've stepped on any confidences. Most of this is wrong. Particularly the father stuff is just fucking fiction. That's just invented. All that stuff there, like the ages are wrong, the places are wrong, medical student, that's all wrong. I think they put things down with medical student to make the baby seem more appealing as an adoption. In a kind of a, well, they may have strayed morally, but the father was a medical student, so you know, the brains there, you know what I mean? That kind of way. They might as well have written, the father was a Star-Lord who came down from the heavens and impregnated an Earth woman, and his baby is a gift from the cosmos. Yes, the plot of Guardians of the Galaxy. This is an Irish government document. It has 12 lines on it. 8 of them contain mistakes. That's how poorly controlled this shit was. The absolute cherry on the fucking cake, they've misspelled Dara O'Brien twice. So I rang up this fucking government agency in Ireland and said, that's not fucking good enough. And they said, okay, fine, we'll get you a social worker and they'll guide you through the process. Great, I said, put me down for that. That was in January of 2017. In August of 2019, I'm walking down the street in Edinburgh, the Edinburgh Fringe Festival, when randomly the idea pops into my head, hey, aren't I waiting for a social worker from TUSA, the Irish Adoption Agency? It had been so long, I had forgotten I was adopted a second time. So I rang them up, and I am not fucking making this up. I said, hello, this is Dara Reid. I was waiting for a social worker. And the guy genuinely went, yeah, you're next on the list. Because TUSA, the Irish Adoption Agency, is run like a mini cab company. And you ring them up and complain, they'll go, yeah, she's just coming around the corner now. Just give it a second. She'll be coming around there, she'll beat the head twice. Okay. So I met with the social worker, and God knows she's very good. Because she said things that I needed to hear, like, look, you're 47 now, it's quite old to be doing this search. Like, I haven't looked at the file, they may no longer still be alive. Or they may have Parkinson's or Alzheimer's or any other disease at this stage. or they may simply not be willing to have the secret come out after 50 years, right? She said, thing to me that I've always remembered, she said, most of these searches, or many of these searches, will say, don't end up with you sitting in a pub drinking pints with a new family. And I said, okay, right, okay, fair enough, I didn't know that. And she said, but look, she said, oh, she also said, like, we may have, the one she said, that we used to talk to the nurses who worked in these nursing homes, they took photographs of the babies, maybe there's a photograph of you on file, and just have one alone. And I said, oh my God, that'd be amazing, because I feel a disconnect with this child, like it's me, but it's not me, so I'd love to see a photograph. She said, absolutely, I'll see what there is. I met her and I said, what's their photograph? She said, no. I said, oh, and then unnecessarily I fear, she then went, you must have been a very cranky baby. And I'm going to go, well, I've recently been given up for adoption. I may have been reacting badly to it. But she did say, look, I've seen the files that I met you last. I've managed to trace your birth mother. I cannot tell you where she is. It's against the law to give you that identifying information. But I can send her the letter. And I went, what's the letter? She said, well, she said, it's almost a cliche in Ireland moment. There's a letter we send mothers to say that their children are interested in meeting up. It's like an ordinary letter. But in the middle of this one line that just goes, I recently met with name of the child who you knew in Dublin in 1972. Genuine, I'm going to do that's the other thing. And they were wondering if you wanted to meet up. And so the mother would read that and go, we know exactly what they meant. But the family around wouldn't pick the letter by accident, they wouldn't reveal any secrets, like whatever. And I said, oh my God, I thought that's amazing. I said, that's incredible. I said, it's so much better, I said, than my plan. What was your plan? I said, I was going to break into the house when they were out, and turn off all the lights, and then sit in the front room on a chair with a lamp beside me. And then they'd come in and go, Jesus, it's very dark in here. And I'd turn on the light, they'd be blind, and I'd go, do you love me now, Mammy? Obviously, the way you do it, you sit there with a lamp in the mouth and two here. Quite striking to do. And she said, yeah, let's do my plan instead. But all the time we're having this conversation, she has the unredacted version of that file. And she has all of my information, but she can't give it to me because it's against the law to give it. When I'm doing this search, it was, for example, against the law for an Irish adopted person to get their own birth cert. Not the situation in the UK, so they ask your birth cert and you can get it. And most countries, I think, have that situation. But in Ireland, the secret, no, you can't have your own birth cert. However, and you don't say this to the social worker, there is a sneaky, semi-legal way of getting your birth cert, right? All the birth certs in Ireland are contained in one office called the General Registrar's Office. It's in an office in Dublin Castle, right in the middle of the capital. To get into it, I'd have to lower myself down the ventilator. No, to be honest, far more prosaically, there is one kind of like, MDF fucking temporary looking building outside the castle wall next to a chip shop, which contains all the records of every birth, death and marriage in Ireland, called the GRO. And when you go in there, you just fucking walk into it. And you walk to the desk, there's like loads of desks out where people do local history projects, one of these kind of places. There's 6 historians shuffling around doing all the kind of stuff. There's a bloke pushing a trolley with a squeaky wheel, connecting the books up as they're used. The books are exactly what you hope they would look like. Massive fucking thick leather-bound books with Deck 1952 written on the side. They look at the kind of books that Harry Potter would slam on a table and open up and spells would just spill out of them, right? And you walk to the desk and they say, what do you want? Say, I'm looking for a birth cert. And they instantly know what the fuck you're doing. You're the 10,000 adopted person who's tried to find your information that way. And they can't help you, but they'll still come out. And the woman came out and said, well, what information do you have? I said, well, I have my date of birth and I have the name. And she said, okay. She nodded them down. She said, well, look, here's how we register births in Ireland. And she took a book off the shelf, opened a page around and said, yes, there's a name, there's a date of birth, and then there's 2 surnames. And normally, as you can see for most of them, it'll be 2 surnames and it'll be a different surname, and that's the maiden name, the mother's name, and the married name, the daddy's name, right? Very traditional, right? But it's all there, 2 names are there. If it's one name written twice, that's a pregnant, unmarried mother who really has no support, and the dad is fucking long gone in this situation. So she's there, holding the baby on her own, her name is down twice, that child always went up for adoption. So every time you see 2 names the same, that's an adoption. And she said, and then she said, do you know what you want to do that information? Best luck, bye. And just fucking walks up. So she gives you an orientation meeting and then walks away. Then you take the books from 1972 off the shelf. 3 books, 1,300 pages per book, 30 names per page. You open up, you get a ruler, name by name by name by name by name. Open the page again. Name. It's like a montage in a movie with the camera sitting on your shoulder and then the camera would slowly pull out, indicating the hugeness of the search. But it fucking doesn't, because it's not a movie, it's just you sitting in a fucking room doing it. So the camera sits there as you spend 2.5 hours going through page after page. The only thing that makes it in any way fun is it's everyone who's born the year you were born. So every 50 pages or so, somebody from your class in school appears. Just a random name you remember from a 6th birthday party or an early girlfriend, or Roy Keane, he was born the year I was born, he appeared, little angry baby under K. So these things that happen, people fun. But none of that, I get to the end of the first book, nothing. Go to the second book, do an hour of the second book before they tap me in the shoulder and go, look, it's 5 o'clock, you gotta go. I wasn't expecting to take this long. I said, fine, I'll come back tomorrow. Came back first thing the next morning, opened the second book again. Name by name, name by name, name. Get all the way to the end of the second book, nothing. But also at the end of the second book, there's a bit ripped out, like 10 pages missing. They must have fallen out over time. And I'm going, well, look, I'm unlikely to be in those 10 pages, but I'll write that from O'Murchu to O'Marisa, some little tranche of Irish language names. I'll write it down. Let's go on to the third book. You open the third book. When you're doing the third book, there's a voice in your head going, you fucking idiot, you've already missed it. You know you fucking missed it. You're clearly 2/3 or 3/4 of the way through it, and you haven't seen anything. You fucking missed it already, right? And also pointing out that if she doesn't respond to the official letter, then you're never going to find out, because that's the end of the official thing. They can't give you her address, it's against the law. So what you have to find it here, but you don't find out at all. And so you're like, well, fucking hell, okay, grand. Go through it name by name by name. I got all the way to the end. The voice is going, by the end going, Adar, come on, you're not the only Z baby in Ireland in 1972, right? And I got all the way to the third book, and nothing. You're going, the fuck? I've done 6 hours of this. How have I not found my own? Oh my God, how have I fucked this up? I remember picking up the third book. I went back to the desk over there going, did you find what you needed? I said, no, I didn't. She said, oh, I'm very sorry. She said, she took the book off me. And I said, there were 10 pages missing from book 2. She said, well, there shouldn't be that, she said. And I said, well, where are they? I said, from O'Murchu to O'Marisa, you know. She said, okay, well, look, give me a minute, I'll do a quick search. She goes off, she comes back 2 minutes later, she goes, look, I with a couple of names before and a couple of names after. There are a couple of adopted people in that section, but I don't think either of them are you. She gives me the printout anyway, and I look at it and say, no, it's a different name, it's a different date of birth. And I said, no, it's not me, but thank you very much. And I turn away, and then a thought struck me, and I turned back and said, I'm sorry. Are all of these on a computer back there? And could I not have just looked them up on the computer, and not a word of a lie? The woman looked at me and said, Dara, that would be too easy. I get it, it's an important document. You're not supposed to be able to just walk into the office and just go, hello, I'd like Roy Keane's birth cert. Is there any chance you could just print it off for me? I'd like to do some identity theft. At some, they need you to show effort. But I've shown 6 hours of fucking effort. So I'm walking back to this knowing the only thing I can do here is restart this search. And I can't face doing that. And I get my bag and I put my ruler in and pencil, and I'm a bit broken hearted, I have to say. And as I'm doing this, I hear the fucking squeaky wheel of the trolley being pushed behind me. So I shunt up to let the trolley go past, but it doesn't. It stops behind me, and the guy pushing the trolley, and I am not making this up, leans in and goes, have another look under P, and then walks away. And I'm not a fucking idiot. I'm not looking a gift horse in the mouth. So I just put the bag down. I walk over to the desk. I said, I'm sorry, could I have the third book again? She said, absolutely, she said, and hands me the book again. Because she's the one who sent him out. The day before, I had told her the first name and the date of birth. And she'd just gone to her computer and went, tap, 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 there it is. I'll find that tomorrow. And when I come up and not getting it, she's there going, oh, the fucking Egypt. These fucking morons. They can't find their own fucking name in a list of names. What kind of fucking moron? Jesus, go out and say P, quick, take the fucking phone. Go out and say P. There's a fucking story. Go out and say the fucking, I have to go. So now I'm adrenalised. I've opened the book up, first page, nothing. Second page, nothing. On the third page, 4 lines in, I go, hang on, how did I not see this the first time? That's the name, that's the date of birth, those 2 names are the same, and then there's a code. I write down the fucking code, and I write down the code, and I walk back, and the woman goes, do you have something for me? You fucking know it! And I give her this, she said, I'll just go, look, yeah, you have a fucking look test, you printed it out yesterday, so you fucking have as much time as you want. And God knows she fooked it around for a couple of minutes, and then 2 minutes later she comes back and gives me this, and this is my actual birth certificate. I love that story because it illustrates an Irish guiding principle in Irish society, which actually can back me up on, called an Irish solution to an Irish problem. Which is basically, yeah, we could change the law, but that's a fucking effort. So why don't we just hint adopted people into the right situation instead? But also, I couldn't open it there. It was given to me folded up, and there's no fucking way I'm opening in that office. I remember going back to the hotel I was staying in and getting a drink. Like fucking needing a fucking whiskey or like a cliche, needing a pint, and then I opened it up, like whatever. And I saw there I am, I knew there's my working title, and there's her name, first time I'd ever seen that, right? And as I'm taking all that in, I start reading the rest of the form, because I had no idea what the rest of the format would take, like whatever. And there's various things about places and dates. And then there's this column, which absolutely I didn't know it was expecting, which is witness to the birth. Like a fucking witness to a marriage, I'm sure there's funerals as well. Somebody has to countersign the thing, so to witness that, and the witness to my birth, and they, by the way, they give you a written out version of this, so you can make no mistake about this. The witness to my birth, Mary Keating. The woman who sent 2,000 babies to America for cash went back after a 9-month probationary sentence and carried on running a nursing home where she looked after another 10, 15 years of pregnant, unmarried Irish mothers. Right? I've met other people who had the same situation happen to them. I could have been an American. I might have grown up on Miami Beach or in a penthouse in Manhattan. Instead, I was raised in a drain. And I like that joke. I like that joke, but I do think it ends Mary Keating's involvement in the show in a very upbeat way. So let me merely add, she was clearly a cunt. Now I have that information, I'm going, oh my god, what do I do with this, what do I do with this, what's the next stage of detective work? But bizarrely, the same fucking weekend, the social worker rang me again and said, I've made contact with your birth mother. She's astonished you got in touch after all this year. She's like really nervous about it, but she will meet you. So in January of 2020, I sat in a hotel room on one couch, and across from me sat this woman. Now I think people have an expectation of jigsaw pieces clicking into place and music swelling and all. You're two strangers. You're talking to each other. It was awkward. It was faltering. We exchanged photographs. We talked about family history. We spent 2 hours in each other's company. And the 2 hours we spent in each other's company matched exactly the total amount of time she was allowed to spend with me when I was a baby. She was given an hour the day I was born, and the following day she kicked and screamed to get another hour, and then the day after that she did it again, and they said, no, he's already gone to be adopted. I was born in early February. When was I adopted? 24th of March, 6 weeks later. And because she didn't have any money to pay to stay, they simply told her, no, he's already gone, you'll have to go as well. That's how cruel it was. And I was left on my own and she went, right? That's how cruel it was. At the end of this gig, you'll have spent 2 hours in my company. And some of you are already going, yeah, it's fucking dragging as well. Why do I tell that joke against myself? Why do I do that? Every night I do that joke. Anyway, but he said, so that was in January of 2020. Fucking COVID arrived. Couldn't go back into Ireland for a year and a half, but we kept up phone conversations. And so in September of 2021, I flew back into Ireland. I met her again. I met the husband she met after she had me. I met 3 half-sisters and a half-brother, and we sat in a pub and we had pints. In fact, we sat in a pub which has been in the family for generations and is now technically mine. Yes, I'll have a Magnus, please. Oh, you don't have Magnus? Oh, that'll fucking change. And because we kept phone conversations up over the year and a half of COVID, like whatever, we was much more relaxed and we were able to talk properly and normally. And I said to her, look, how did you tell the husband? How did you tell your husband about this thing that happened that you never told him about? And she said, I don't know how I told him. We went out, we got pissed, I must have told him then. Because I woke up the following morning and he was Googling you. The brother, I have another brother of mine, my brother played in the rugby team, in his 20s and 30s. At one stage was they shaved their heads for cancer charity kind of fundraising thing, right? And they all shaved their heads. He said for 6 weeks they shaved their head during his 30s, and people kept coming up to him going, do you know what? You are the fucking spit of your man on his head. They never knew why. And so now, look, we have WhatsApp groups and we've texts, and there's a wedding coming up that I have to fucking get out of. Normal family stuff like whatever, and it's all quite delightful. But that hasn't been the case for everybody. That law about not getting your documents, they changed that 9 fucking months ago. That's how long it took. More than 50 years after fucking adoption, they finally get people their own papers. And that's because people fought for it. People like the Adoption Rights Alliance and those fought really hard. And I ran with that particular campaign about 3 years ago when I came out of it and said, look, I'm very happy to be face of the campaign or to talk about things in the so you ring me and then fucking give me all the stuff and I'm happy to talk about this. And they never rang me back. And the reason they didn't, I think, is because they're already at a point where it's in the legislature, so they're doing the legal fight rather than the public fight, so they didn't need me. That's what I presume happened. What I'd like to think happened is having a big meeting. You know, these campaign groups have a massive table, and they'll sit at the table going, what's the next stage of our strategy? When the phone rings, but no one can get to it because they're all in the meeting room, but they can still hear it when it rings, it goes beep, and then my voice comes out going, hi, Dara Breen here, very happy to be a face of the campaign, so call me, here are my deets, call me, love you, bye 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 bye. And they all looked at each other and went, fuck that shit. We haven't fought for 20 years to change the law in Ireland to have some prick off mock the week step in right in the last second when the ball is rolling over the line anyway, hoof it into the empty net and then run around the stadium going, I declare Dara's law to be passed. Here's the thing, right, you came on a fucking journey you did not expect to come on tonight, because that went fucking serious, didn't it? And look, that's the delightful thing, and I'll talk about that more in a second. So here's what we're going to do, because the emotions are always kind of weird at this point in the show. So explain what I'm going to do now. I'm going to do something silly, talk about something fucking ridiculous that's got nothing to do with adoption or any serious emotions. At the end of the silly thing, I'll say these words, thank you very much, good night, and I'll walk off as if it's the end of the show. It fucking isn't. I'll come back out again, so watch out for that, right? And then we'll see where we stand on the serious stuff, right? Here's the silly thing. That leg working fine, right? As you can see, I can do all sorts of shit on it. I don't know what fucking use that is. It's the only time I ever use it. But it does, right? Which is good. Couldn't do that a while ago. The one thing I cannot do on my newly repaired leg, I officially can never do, Strictly Come Dancing. It has been put to me in the same meeting I had with the doctor about Alton Towers. He said, anything else? I said, Strictly Come Dancing. And he went, you are the weirdest fucking patient I have ever had. Most people ask about gardening or skiing or playing with their grandchildren. No one opens with roller coasters and then goes to fucking Strictly Come Dancing after that. And you have a stupid question about trampolining. You like to fucking ask me out. But I can't do it. And that's disappointing. It'd be a bit of fun, a bit of a payday in 10 years' time, who knows. But the main reason it breaks my heart is I have a 15-year-old daughter, right? And that's a glorious thing. If you have any teenage girls at any stage in your life, it's amazing. They're so strong and powerful and feisty. And don't get ahead of me. But also, fuck me, strong, powerful, feisty. I love her, I admire her, I think it's amazing. But fuck me, I got nothing. I got fucking nothing in this battle, right? If she does anything wrong, the only disciplinary power I have had for some time is to go, stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Or I will go on Strictly Come Dancing. And you will watch me dance. And I will dance hard, young lady. I will get to Latin Week, don't you fucking think I will. You will watch me cha-cha-cha. That's what you'll do. And if that doesn't work, if it isn't enough, I go, you better apologise to your mother as well. Or not only will I go on Strictly Come Dancing, I will record an introductory VT in your school. Oh, you will not know the day that you'll be sitting minding your own business at assembly when your headmistress comes out and goes, well, girls, we've quite the treat for you this morning. And you'll go, huh? And then you'll hear, bam, 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 bam. You go, no! And then I'll come out and like her going, honey, it's Daddy! It's Daddy! Watch Daddy dance, honey. Am I not beautiful? Am I not wonderful, honey? Honey, you don't seem to be looking over here. Honey, all your friends are looking. Go tell them to look over here. Honey, I'm over here. I'm over here. Oh, for God's sake, honey, come on. Look over here, honey. Now, come on. Honey, you're being rude now. You're being rude now. Come on. Look over here. Say hello to new mummy. Ladies and gentlemen, Darren Brady, thank you very much. This, me coming out again, a huge surprise to all of you, apart from one guy over there who said, no, I can see him, he's still there. Ruining the magic of the theatre. Look, I'm going to tell you a couple of quick things. You've been a delight, lads. It's been a pleasure to finally get to Blackwood. Really, really good. Right, but let me tell you a couple of quick things. Firstly, audience reactions things differ from place to place. Let me tell you that, like when I was crying. I'm not going to say anything about Preston. Anyone here from Preston, by the way? Yeah. Fuck me, we've had some times in that room. We have had some fucking, remember the two security guards who were there because Jordan got attacked once? That was a fucking weird night. There was wailing noises another night. We've had some fucking fun in that room above a fucking empty shopping centre in a bus station. It is truly one of the weird, and I fucking will through it back again, but fuck me, it is a weird gig. Would you like to wear some food on the way to the gig? You can do that. But anyway, it's good. But audience reaction sometimes weird. I did that Canadian tour eventually, and as part of it, I had to do a big TV gala, where one of these gigs where you get big room, 2,000 people in, you get 7 minutes. I'm fucking useless if you give me 7 minutes. As you can tell from your watches, I like a long fucking time, right? I don't say hello for 25 minutes in, 7 minutes is fuck all use to me, right? So I said, I'm going to take every short thing and then go, oh my God. So I obviously did, I'll do the fucking Strictly Come Dancing. That will fucking work anywhere quickly. Big dad, fucking middle-aged dad dancing, embarrassed daughter, that must be universal. So I got to that bit and dad, do the whole dancing, oh honey, look over here, thinking this is going very well. And I get to the very last bit, the final gig of the show, I said, say hello to new mummy, and 2,000 Canadians go, no. That's inappropriate, your wife, she's a doctor, she works really hard, and this person's a dancer, professionally, and I was like, what the fuck? Lads, the last fucking, what the fuck? And it's a very important lesson. You should be very proud of Strictly Come Dancing, because obviously this city has its own connection to it as well, like whatever. But that is all over the world now. Fuck me, in every country in the world. In America and in Ireland it's called Dancing with the Stars. In Scandinavia it's called Shall We Dance, same fucking show. It was invented here and done and sent all over the world. But Britain remains the only country in which the celebrities fuck the dancers. Everywhere else I do that joke, they go, what? You don't fuck the dancers. I go, what? That's all we do in Britain, we fuck the dancers. That's what happens. That's the reason to go on to it, is to fuck the dancers. That's part of the whole fucking thing. And that story, though, the long story, the one you weren't fucking expecting to hear, that can be a more complicated response as well. Look, when I show that piece of paper, they go, here it is, my birthday, you did the thing that most audiences do, where you applaud them, because that's obviously the emotional high point of the show. And I shouldn't judge audiences, but fuck me, occasionally there's a crowd who don't get that. And I'm not going to name names. Ipswich. Fucked me on a Saturday night last year. Just looked at me. I said, here it is, my birthday. And the fucking 1,500 people went, huh? What? Oh, did you find that piece of paper you were looking for? I wasn't really following. Your mother dropped you off in a library. And Whereas in Ireland, again, I look at the Irish people here, they can back me up. In Ireland, this is a slightly more emotive story because it's like a generational scar at the moment, because it's always kind of like mother and baby homes and Magdalen laundries and stuff like that. So it's a big thing. And if you tell the story in Ireland, you can literally occasionally see people who've been personally affected by it. And it does offer a certain weight to the show that you kind of, oh my God, look, whatever. And you have to be really careful about that and sensitive about that, which is why it is my guilty secret that every time I do the show in Ireland, at this exact moment, the temptation is almost overwhelming to go, and she's here. Fuck me, because Irish people love Irish people, but they would lap that shit up. They would sit there and go, oh, the night I was in, she was there, and she, I saw one there, I thought, that'd be her now, that'd be. Whereas they can't pull that trick here, I can't go, and she's here tonight, the other go, what, in Blackwood on a Wednesday, that's fucking right. Unlikely. So you have to be sensitive. And I know, maybe not what people expect when they come out to see a show. And therefore, I thank you genuinely from the heart for indulging me and coming with me in that long story. It may not be what you expect to hear in a comedy show, right? I don't take that lightly, okay? Please, I don't take that lightly. The very first time I did it was late 2021. A guy came up to me after and said, Jesus, Darren, that's a very different show, he said. It's a very different show, he said, quite intensely. He said, very different show, he said. It's a much more honest show, a much more personal show. And I said, look at this kid and go, of course it fucking is. I've been trapped in a house for 2 years and nothing's fucking happened. I had to make a show about a missing bollock and a parent I hadn't met. But also, I'm 51 now, and at 51, you have the license to be honest about things. That's a glorious thing. And I don't just mean in terms of telling things on stage, but that is a helpful thing, to be able to do things, right? But it just generally in life, you can be honest at this age, which is a lovely thing. I'll give you an example. I was out not long ago with a friend of mine, best friends in school, and they went to different universities, and then we fell apart, drifted apart from each other, and in our 20s we were in different crowds, we didn't get on, and it's all very elbowed, men in their 20s, it's a kind of weird age. And then 30s we relaxed a little bit more. By our 40s and late 40s, it was grand. And I bumped into him and said, look, we'll go for a few drinks, and we went out at 3 in the morning, right? And at 3 in the morning I was able to look at him, and finally I had to go, we fucked that up. We could have been friends all this time, you're a great guy, but we made a mess of that, and we let each other slip out of each other's lives, and it's an awful shame. It's worth just fucking saying it for once. I fucking love you. It's worth saying it once. I'm just saying it once, I'm just saying it once. Fuck's sakes, it was long enough to say it, I'm just saying it, I fucking love you, I'm just saying it once, that's it. I'm fucking saying it once. I love you, man. And he looked at me and said, yeah, you said that last time we went to the festival. Fuck you. Fuck you. You're a prick in college and you're still a prick now, right? That's totally true, right? So yeah. So I'm going to leave you one quick story, like a story, like about honesty, about being honest with it. I was out drinking with a friend of mine, a friend of mine, and we wanted a late drink, right? I'm from Dublin, so we found a bar. We found a bar, and we sat in the corner of the bar, there's a party going on, we had a couple of pints, just in the corner of the bar, and they wouldn't spot us, what the fuck are they doing here? But every so often, there was a young lad, and I'll never forget this. It was in Dublin one night, and this kid had hardly been a day over 18. He was a young kid, great, very striking good kid. But he walked past, and every time he saw me, he'd go, what's up? And every time he'd go, fucking hell, what's up to your man? Right? And then he walked past me, and I go, what the fuck is wrong with this kid, right? And I walked past him in the corridor, either on the way or from the bathroom or something, and he would look at that, and I go, the fuck is up with you? Are you all right? And this young guy goes, he said, I've had a bit of a big day. I said, what? What's happened to your big day, right? And this young guy looks at me and said, well, he said, I came out, as gay, came out today to my parents. And they go, oh, fuck me. Oh, God, that is a huge thing. And I gave him a big hug, and I said, are you okay? Was it all right? He said, well, it was a bit scary. That's not what they were expecting. They were a bit shocked. But we spoke for a while, I think you're going to be okay, I think you're going to be all right. And I'm like, going, wow, fucking hell. Now that's not my journey, obviously, so I don't know what the fucking next thing is to say, right? So I'm clutching at generalities, and I just land and going, so I suppose I said, it must be easier to come out now in Ireland than it would have been 30 years ago. And this kid to me goes, yes, I know that what I did today was scary, but that it was made easier by the bravery of Irish gay men 30 years ago who came out at a time where it wasn't popular and it wasn't progressive in Ireland, and I know that what they did then made it easier for me to do what I did today. And he looked at me and he said, So I just wanted to say thank you. Oh no! Oh, who does he think I am? And I'm running through all the famous Irish gay men going, he can't think that this is what Graham Norton looks like. He can't think that, right? And I'm going through various of the famous Irish gay men. And as I'm doing this, there's a voice in there going, what the fuck are you doing? It's not a quiz. He's waiting for you to say something like whatever's gone. Who cares who it is? Like whatever. I go, well, I can't say it. It's in terms of, I can't say it because I can't say the thing I have to say. Because could you imagine a worse situation in which to go, what? I'm not fucking gay. Fucking what? She's not fucking gay. I'm fucking gay. I'm not fucking gay. So I looked at this young man at this incredibly tender moment and just went, you're welcome. Because honesty is everything, ladies and gentlemen. Which is why I appreciate how great you've been and what you have told me. Glorious things I did not truly expect to hear. At no stage during any conversation in my entire career has anyone answered any question with the words cars, drugs, prostitute. Just and in that order. I have never had that delivered. What a glorious thing to find out that one man, for example, I'll get back to you in a fucking second, but that one man, a freelancer who has no experience in this field, is being left in charge of the illumination when nobody knows how many fucking balls are involved or what film of it has been sticking out of. That is a fucking brave choice, and I applaud you, Blackpool, for gambling all on David tonight. Give him a and his business he looks after this now. Remember, Christy Missy Goosey Lucy up the arse, and there you go. And that's the fucking one. Christy Missy Goosey Lucy up the arse, there you go. Remember that. But people said to me, look, since Mock the Week, what are you doing? He said, well, excitingly, and I don't want to say this, got a big show coming up on ITV. It's called, what's going on there? It's about, I play John, a charity investigator. Who gets drawn into a bigger case than he's ever had to deal with before because he finds the severed remains of a bus driver on the tram line. And uncovers a feud that goes deep to the heart of everything Blackpool is about. And it's based on a real story. I would say loosely based. Definitely the case that the research was based on John Ross The murder itself is based on testimony from a series of public transport operatives in the Blackpool area. Some of them bus drivers who angrily hate the tram drivers. And it ends in a massive fight on the prom, on the comedy carpet, ironically. It doesn't take place there, but they get wiped off and everything. But they battle the shit out of each other as one team go, you're only a fucking lift on the floor. And it's the thing the tram drivers don't want to hear. It's the fucking thing they hate most, more than anything else they could have. And at the end, it's dedicated. It's very special dedicated. It's at the end, I think it's up on the screen, and this is dedicated to the people of Bank Hay Street, of West Street Promenade, of Cavan, of Norbert Castle, of Shrewsbury's Crescent, of Strand, of Larkholm Lane, of Fleetwood Albert Square, all the way to the people of Affinity Outlet. The people of the #1 bus route.